great herbal day, and welcome to the Wombniverse with Coach Ajay and Dr. HerbSistah. Ajay, I'm gonna let you start.
Greetings, family. I'm so glad for you to join us. We are coming together for something that's so important
Right.
and so necessary and so needed that we can join and come together in the spirit of sisterhood and womanhood and health and wellness and have engagement about things that we don't usually talk about. And so today we're talking about the power of the healing of the womb, because a lot of us don't know that we have that power.
Right.
A lot of us don't have never been introduced to that. The healing of the womb is what will balance your whole entire life.
Yes, it will.
Your whole entire equilibrium
Yes, it will.
is in tune with your sacred womb. And so because we have really never went through a rites of passage, we don't know ourselves from this way. We don't
Mhm.
know ourselves from a sacred and a divine power.
Right.
And it's all about energy at the end of the day. And that's why
That's
we have to make sure we're managing our energy in a healthy way,
right. Right.
a
Right.
healthy and a conscious way. Like health, it's a lot of important factors to health. But for
Right.
us as women, there's a lot of mental benefits. There's a lot of emotional, definitely
Emotional.
spiritual and
Right.
physical benefits to us
Right.
balancing our womb's healing.
Right.
Because whenever our wombs are not healed, we're not in alignment.
Right.
We're not power. We don't show up as power. We show up very vulnerable, very weak. We're in
Right.
our pain.
Right.
We're in our attitudes and our moods and
Oh.
our perspective changes. There's a lot of things about a woman that's associated with her womb, which is why we're called women.
Right. Right.
And
Right.
so, Dr. Eshe, I definitely want everyone to know on the call that it all began with the womb and it all will end with the womb.
Right. And that's why you want to keep it as long as you can. And that's why you want to um, be able to adjust and deal with the energy that's all around us. And as we were just talking just now, I make sure I go outside in my yard, in my garden every single morning because it reminds me of my big mama, and how she would be out in her garden in her big old skirt, big old dress with the long slip, and I guarantee you there was nothing under it because she got on the little roll down stockings and the flipped over run over house shoes, but she out there picking them greens and doing all that and letting all of that energy from the earth come into her womb, and she out there singing and communing with the birds and the earth and the butterflies. And I do the same thing every single morning. And
Love
I
it.
know that it works because the days that I don't do it, I keep thinking, what's wrong with me today? I feel a little different. And I said, oh, yeah, I didn't go outside today. I didn't go out into the garden today. There's something out there to do all the time, whether you want to be out there or not. But I didn't go out today. And as I was saying, I have these various exercises to help women with their womb energy because a lot of times, even though I am there as an advocate for the womb and for the woman, sometimes women's energy is so off, their womb energy, their womb love, their energy is so off that they attack me. And I'm thinking, sis, I'm here for you,
Right.
you know? But that's when you are in an attack mode constantly because you can't get off of that vibe because you're not doing anything to purify and move that energy and move that womb generation of anger and frustration, and all of the things that you let trap your into your womb. And so I'm saying, sis, you know what? I'm not the one that you need to be, biting back at. It's your job, or it's your husband, or it's your kids. Those are the people that's
Yeah,
that's doing
you
it to you.
definitely have to find your triggers. You have
The
to
triggers,
find your triggers.
those are
A
the
lot of
first
times,
ones. Those are the first ones, you know?
right. We do a lot of blaming. We do a lot of, you know, finger pointing to different things that is ailing us or causing us, unrest. But a lot of times we have to look within ourselves
Right,
and
right.
find out what we are allowing to disturb our
Allowing.
energy,
That's exactly
what
what
we
I
are
was saying.
allowing to
We
disturb
allow
our
that.
energy. And then we have to create healthy boundaries so we don't continue to allow those things to disturb or destroy or interrupt our
Right,
energy. And every
right,
woman has to find out what those triggers are, because we
right.
all have different ones depending on your experiences in life,
Well, let me tell
and
you,
your
the
mama.
basic ones is your partner, your job, and your kids if you have them, or your family. You can put kids or family. Those are the top ones. Then everything else comes from there, you know.
Yeah.
But I'm doing consultations, those are the first three questions that I have, and usually we hit it right then. We
You
hit it
you
right
right
then.
on the spot, because family does cause us a lot of unrest. Family,
It
we
sure
allow
does.
family to cause us a lot of unrest. People that are close on our in our circles, and
Right.
so
They're
that's
in
a
our
lot of
heart,
time.
and our heart is
Yes,
our womb, you know?
yes, our heart is our second. It's our second brain. Our
Yep,
womb is our second heart and our second brain.
yep,
And
yep,
so a lot of times, because we're emotional spiritual beings, a lot of things affect us in the heart chakra.
yep, yep.
And
And in the
once we
creative
allow
chakra.
things, right, and
Yep,
once we allow things to disturb that, our harmony is out of balance, our grace, our compassion, our passion, our consideration, our love, a lot of things that we stand on is imbalanced far as energy is concerned. And
right.
so we have to make sure we're going in and detecting when that's happening.
And you
We
know what?
can't feel embarrassed. We can't feel.
I was gonna say that, you know what? A lot of people, a lot of sisters don't want to feel that over and over, and they don't want to hear it, and they don't have any positive ways of having that reflected back to them. That's one of the reasons why Ajay and I are going to be doing the Womb Diverse Sister Circle, so that we can help sisters move through some of this trap, frustration, lack of permission, and allowances and emotional burdens that they have continued to carry on with them, when there is an opportunity at times when you have the right guide, the right journey, the right leads to release that, and to keep it consciously released. Because once
Right.
it's there, you gotta keep a consciousness about it, because otherwise you will keep doing the same thing in a different day, you know?
That's right. Repeating cycles.
Right, repeating cycles. And
And
some of us,
we know as women, we can be caught up in repeating cycles.
we can be caught up in repeating cycles. And that's all of us. That's Ajay and myself, you know?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We here to lead and to show and to empower and to relieve and to restore and to remember and to remind and all of that. But we know we just like you know?
We have
And
to do it for ourselves as
we
well.
got to do it for ourselves as well. You know, I get that bath every single day, that herbal Epsom salt bath. I make sure that I have my private time. I make sure that I'm out there in that yard. There are certain things that are very restorative to me. And every once in a while, several times, especially coming up now, eating that oatmeal. Oatmeal, people don't realize, is a nervine. It works on your nerves. When you are just
Mm.
totally shattered and you don't want to go forward, oatmeal, is the food that will help you first thing out the gate. Then of course, you need to be taking your B stress. You need to be on, even a good jasmine green tea, because
Yes.
those things really help to tone and
And
to
balance.
balance, but give you a certain kind of elevation at the same time. It's not like coffee. I can't do coffee. If you see me on coffee, they're gonna have to put a name on me as I circle the globe, because I will be out there in the atmosphere.
Right, right,
On
right,
coffee, I
right.
can't do coffee. But these other things, I know for sure they work. Even sometimes women need to do more protein, and the way you do that is either through the hummus, or through, a nice protein shake in the mornings. These are the things that feed your nerves. And as you get older, your nerves get raggedy. I was going to
Yes.
think of something real cute to say, like your nerves have had a lot of energy put on them over time and all
But
of
you
this.
just being real. You just keeping it 100. And
Your
that's
nerves,
one thing that we got to do as women. We
yep,
can't get
tell the
too
truth.
politically we can't get too politically correct
Yeah,
when it's about our well-being. We got to just come to the table with the facts.
yeah,
And we got to be upfront and transparent and acknowledge where we are and how we got there. And we can't just be trying to dress things up. That's
right.
part of how we
That's
stay
part of the
in
emotional
cycles.
burden.
Yeah,
That's
that's how
part
we
of the
stay in
emotional
cycles,
burden.
because
Yep,
we don't want to tell ourselves or give ourselves the absolute truth, the unapologetic truth about where we are and how we got there. And like Sister Dr. Ashe said, when you raggedy. You raggedy, sis. You raggedy. And that's not a word that we need to be shameful of. I mean,
right,
we get raggedy. I done been
right,
raggedy on the edges. And I had to pull myself in and say, Ajay, you out of sorts. You out
right,
of sorts. I need you to
right,
come on back in. And like
right,
Dr. S.J. say, I need to go in and do all my rituals and all my regimens and
right.
get grounded and take me some
Yep,
baths and drink me
yep,
some tea
right,
and just pour into myself, because
right,
we can get so out of sorts that we become unidentifiable to ourselves.
right, right.
We
And then
don't
you have
even
to
know
go around.
we don't even know who we are anymore. We
You
so
got to
bitchy.
tell. Right.
We done turned into our mamas, and we
That's
like
right. I was going to say.
we said we would never turn into our mamas, but I done turned into my mama a few days. I'd be like, oh, wait a minute now. I got to go in and do some work.
I know. And that's why I said we got to tell the truth so we can heal. Because if you don't tell yourself the truth, you ain't telling the truth to nobody else, And therein lies the problem.
That's where the problem is.
Therein
Yes,
lies
yes,
the
sis.
problem. And sometimes you dealing with people who don't want to tell the truth. And you got to give them a little space. You got to say, sis, I see you need a little, chance to reappoint yourself, to reacquaint yourself. And I do too. So let's just give each other a little space, because it ain't,
Absolutely.
you know, all women should get along. There's plenty of food on the planet, plenty of men, plenty of water. There's no lack for anything, no scarcity, but
And plenty of love.
plenty of love. But when you are, like Ajay said, when you raggedy and when you feeling kind of bitchy and when you can't get along with nobody, it's you, sis. It's you, and then you got to get yourself together.
Absolutely.
And so it's nothing wrong with
And
us.
there's beautiful ways to do that. It's
It's
beautiful
beautiful way.
ways to do that. It's
You know what?
simple ways to do that as well. It's
Right,
not complicated,
right,
but you really got to really delve into your soul and see what it is that you're missing. What
right.
it is that you've been going without, and been allowing people to do, and that you've been going without, but you just can't reason with this person to get what it is that you need. Then like Dr. Eshe say, you need to put some space between you.
This is an
You need to put
energetic
some
issue.
space
This is
between.
an energetic
Yes,
issue. And
yes,
and and it's so, and this energy is a real thing, you know? And that's why we wanted to talk about womb healing. And this is not going to be over in this talk right today, because this is a very, expanded, you know, uh,
yes.
topic. And we're just going right now at the bottom line is that it's you, sis. And how we handle us is how we handle everything else.
And everybody else.
And
Mhm.
everybody else.
Yep.
So,
It's all a reflection of where you are, mind, body, and soul. It's
right,
a reflection of where you are in your mind, where you are in your body, and where you are in your soul. It represents you each and every day. And
each and
so
every
that's
day.
why Dr. Eshe is saying it starts with you, because you have to manage your mind, you have to manage your body, and you have
Energy,
to manage your soul. It's no one else's responsibility to do
right,
that, sister. We
right,
got to manage ourselves. When we know we get into that fed up point, it ain't
Right.
our husbands or our partners or our job or our kids. They ain't gonna stop doing what they doing. It's
They who they
us that
are.
gotta say, hold on, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I'm getting to the edge.
Right.
I'm at
Right.
the edge.
Right.
I'm at my breaking point.
Right.
And we all have different breaking points, but we have to acknowledge and be in reality of what that breaking point or those breaking points are.
Right. 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 Yeah. You know what? Whenever I hear this whenever I go into this conversation, it takes me back to the old days of the rap song. I'm about to lose my mind up in here, up in here. You
That's
know,
right. And that's
because
real.
that's
That's
real.
real.
That's what you know. That is real. And when you feel like that, we're gonna have our sister circle. We're gonna have 2 podcasts a week for you to realign and get some tips on how you can change your energy and your attitude and your restorative powers, because we got it. We restoring everybody else. Everybody in the
Every
world
day.
looking toward Black women to do their raggedy stuff. You know,
Yeah.
so if we could be, that person for everybody, we need to do it for us first. And
Definitely.
this is the real healing in our lives, is to recognize that we have these superpowers that we use on everything, everybody else. And sometimes, most times, to be able to do that, if you like it, is to restore yourself regularly every day. This whole thing about, self-care being on Sunday. No,
It's
self
every day. It's
every
every
day.
day. It's your birthright.
Yep.
Actually, you own your self-care. You own your self-love. It's something that you was born with. It's a gift. It's
Right.
not something that you schedule. It's not
Right.
based on a calendar. It's something you restore yourself each and every day. You wake up and say, let me check in. I tell my clients all the time when we're doing vaginal steaming and chakra balancing and aura cleansing, sis, if we checked in with ourselves, we would never need a checkup. We would
Mhm.
never need a checkup if we only checked in. I
Right.
don't need a doctor to check me up if I've been checking in.
You're right. Okay. Okay. Yeah. And you know what? So what we're going to do
Mm-mm-mm.
is we have a website. We're working on it right now. Womb-Diverse, the tour, womb-diverse-tour.org, womb-diverse-tour.org. And we have a newsletter there. We want you to sign up for. We're going to be doing some special events. We're going to be, we sign up for our stuff. Like this podcast, send it to your friends, give us a review, and make sure that as many sisters as necessary hear this, because like Coach Ajay said, these are things that we're going to be going on over here that are not necessarily written down or in a textbook. These are not something that you're going to go get from your OBGYN. These are things that is necessary for your spiritual, emotional health. And that's how you want to continue your life, is working on yourself on a regular basis. So from Coach Ajay and myself, Dr. HerbSistah, and the Womb-Diverse Tour, if you want to be an ambassador for the tour, you can contact us at womb-diverse-tour@gmail.com, and we will set something up and call you, and we'll work that whole thing out. So we want to come to your town. We want to come to your city, to your sister group, your sister circle, whatever you have where you restoring and helping women. We want to be involved in that anywhere in the country, and eventually anywhere in the world. So let us know what you want us to do for you with this powerful information, and we will be pouring in to whatever you're doing. So have a great herbal day, and welcome to the Womb-Diverse. Thank you for being here. Pass it on.